it's just so different now. Now guys get traded all the time, or the media is asking for dudes to get traded, and so you have less time with these veterans. But I want to ask you about like your time being traded. I know it's always impactful to the players, which people don't think about when they get on the media, get on our show, whatever, say, hey, this dude should be traded, this dude should do that, blah, 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 blah. But back when you got traded, it was a different time because Rick Pitino was your head coach and he was your GM at the time. So did that add a little extra to it when you say, dang, my coach and my GM didn't even want me to be here?
Yeah, it was. But I mean, we've been going Rick Pitino stories, but I don't know if we have enough time for that.
Give us one, D. Give us one. Yeah, you can give us one.
Oh, boy. Oh, my goodness. Now, Rick was he was different. He was a basketball mind. There ain't too many coaches I know the game as much as Rick Pitino. Like, the dude knows the game. He loved and slept and breathed basketball. But he didn't, he just didn't fit what we're talking about with the Celtics as far as the family environment and, just being, a part of the whole and understanding the legacies and the Celtic pride. He wanted to kind of dismiss all that. I thought I was going to be a Celtic forever. I had no intentions of leaving. I was a captain of the Celtics at that time. So when I got traded, it was very hurtful because I didn't want to leave Boston. I thought, we're finally turning the corner a little bit. We had some down times, a few years before. That's why we, obviously made a change to get somebody like Rick Pitino from the basketball standpoint. But it was tough because, obviously my family was there. And they, like I said, still got extended family there, nieces and nephews there. So Boston's always been my home. So it was really hard. Now, guys are, leaving teams, playing there 2 or 3 years and leaving or signing as a free agent. Like, I wanted to spend my whole career at Boston. I thought I was going to retire as a Celtic. And, Rick was, he was, he wanted to change the whole dynamic of what the Celtics were,
Right.
It wasn't about Celtic pride. It wasn't, he wanted to make it, his own. When he got there, the old Celtics was kind of oblivious, to him. Red didn't have really much to do with the team anymore. He traded basically. I was the last connection to the '80s Celtics. Like, I was the last guy to play in the Garden, the last guy to play with Bird, McHale, and Parrish when he got there. So I was kind of the last link to the glory days of the Celtics. And, I think I was a byproduct of him changing the whole culture a little bit. And that was very upsetting because now you see, you're back to the Celtic pride again. And, Brad Stevens done a great job. But, being traded is tough, because you got to be in the next city in 48 hours. And I got traded on the road. The way I got traded was weird because we played a game, my last home game ever in a Celtics uniform. I broke Larry Bird's three-point record for the most threes in the game.
Wow.
That was my last home game in Boston.
Wow.
Went to All-Star break, got on a road trip, and we were in the band. I think we were in Sacramento, and I didn't play. Me and Chauncey Billups. Chauncey was a rookie that year, and I didn't play that game. And I just had 28 points a game, like a couple games before, and was starting. And I told Chauncey, hey, I think we got traded. And he didn't kind of understand because he's a rookie, he was young. And I said, no, we got traded. And they didn't tell me, they told Chauncey. So we flew to Vancouver when the Grizzlies had a team. And I remember I woke up the next morning when we got to the hotel, and there was a note sitting on the door that told me, don't come to the bus, you've been traded. That's how I got told.
Damn.
I got told by a note under a door saying I got traded. And that was the thing that hurt me because I think I put enough time in with the organization to get a little bit more courtesy of telling me I got traded. So basically that's how I found out I got traded. A note under my door, don't come to the bus. And I had to fly to Toronto like the next day to go with the Raptors.
Damn, man, that's cold-blooded right there, bro. That's a hell of a way to find out, man.
It's tough in business. I mean, you understand the business part of it, but, I was there for 8 years, so that part you felt like you owed a little bit of conversation. I never had a conversation about it. And that was probably that kind of like jab you a little bit more. You understand the business part of basketball, but, you pack stuff up in the hotel, and I flew to Toronto. And, I had to be prepared to compete and be a leader for that young team in Toronto that I went to.
Well, I hate that it went down that way, but I also love that you have got your flowers in the years since, and certainly now being honored the way that you are. I actually think your entire career is so unique because you talked about playing with the original Big Three. You talked about being in the last game in the Garden. You know, obviously the Pitino era and getting traded, the great story you just shared. We appreciate that. I want to take you down a different lane because I'm from Maryland, okay? Reggie Lewis, Dee Brown, is an absolute legend in Baltimore. And I have vague memories of you guys playing as teammates, but can you talk to me about your relationship with the late, great Reggie Lewis and just what he was like as a person and as a teammate?
Reggie probably was the most amazing person I got a chance to be around because he was a humble superstar. He was the next great superstar for the Celtics. You know, I got booked in. You know, we talk about my career, and it kind of gets wiped out a little bit because I came in right after Lean Bias died, Big Three retiring, Reggie dying, and then they jumped to, Paul Pierce. So my whole career kind of nobody really talks about because there's a lot of transition, a lot of change going from the old building to the new building. A lot of people changing. And the significant part of that part with me was Reggie passing away. Great guy, unbelievable human being, great father, great husband. I still keep in contact with Donna, every once in a while, and her kids as well, Regina and Reggie Jr. So, it's tough because he was a future of the franchise. And I still have his jersey in my office. I look at it every day when I come to the office and know how blessed I am to be able to play this game and to know him for 3 or 4 years before he passed away in '93, July 27th. Again, he was one of the few guys that could play at all three levels. The things he did in the community, being at Northeastern, doing the turkey giveaway, that was a big thing that we wanted to support him for. And he was really big. He was quiet. He didn't broadcast everything he did. I remember back then there wasn't a lot of social media. So he did everything from the heart, because he was basically from Baltimore. Everybody knew, that's Truck. All the Baltimore people knew him as Truck. But when he got to Boston, he was an adopted son because he went to Northeastern and did all the stuff he did in the community as well. And I just remember when I got the call that he had passed away, I had just got back home from driving from Boston to back to Orlando, and I was numb. I was numb flying back. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know because obviously the incident happened during the playoffs versus Charlotte, and then all of a sudden passed away. A few months later. It's still numbing to me. But when I think of talk about it, because he was just the guy that personified Celtic pride and everything you're supposed to do. Because the Celtics always had that guy that was going to be the next one to pull the torch. And when he passed away, the torch kind of was given to me. And I wasn't that type of player. I was very honest with my level of play. I was probably a good number 2 and a great number 3. I was not a number 1 on the championship team. I was talented, but I wasn't that talented like Reggie or Larry or Paul, those guys that came in that were great players. So I was given the responsibility of carrying the franchise for a few years, and it was tough because I really missed Reggie. I thought we had the backcourt of the future with me and him. I could, be his wingman and just keep growing the franchise in the right direction. So, it definitely devastated me because I remember a couple years of my career after Reggie passed away, and I've had my legitimately best statistical career numbers after Reggie passed away. I don't remember those years. Like it was blurred to me because it was hollow, because the guy that you thought you would be next to for your whole career was not there anymore. The guy that you will support and was not there anymore. So there's 2 years of my career I just don't remember. Highlights. I see him and go, wow, I did that. I don't remember him because it was a very, very tough time for me because I was part of that transition between losing him as a big brother, as a friend, as a teammate, but also, trying to uphold the standards of being the leader of the Celtics during that time where we were just going through a tough period of just trying to find our way after that devastating tragedy with losing Reggie.